We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk. Very good morning. It's 1 minute past 11. This beautiful, fun-filled, fantastic Friday. It's the midday show with me, Ifunanya. And I'm very excited because, I've missed the people's perspective. Last week I wasn't here, but I'm here right now. And of course, my co-host is in the studio, Seun Kuti.
Yes, sir. We miss
Giving
you
us
too,
rich man vibes. You need to see how he's dressed.
I've told you, when you don't have money in your pocket, you have to use your dressing.
I like
to
that.
make the ladies feel like you have contract with government.
That's an angle.
I'm telling you, my sister.
That's a technique. That's a technique.
Welcome to
guys.
the TPP. We got a TPP. Yeah, we got TPP.
Hey.
Yeah, Oh, shit.
Oh my gosh, guys, it's about to be an explosive show today. We have a few topics that we're going to be delving into today. We're going to talk about the royal family drama, talking about the British monarchy, talking about Meghan and Harry's exclusive interview with Oprah Winfrey. We're also going to be talking about the Ibori loot. How should it be spent? And lastly, we're going to be talking about the fuel price hike. We'll get to see things from your perspective.
Or the threat of such.
The threat of such, because, it seems like it's a bit unstable right now. I mean, we're not complaining, but we're going to be touching on that, dissecting and seeing things from your perspective. So please, at any point in time, join the conversation. You can join the conversation via Twitter, via WhatsApp, and via our phone lines. I'm going to be giving you all that information when the time is right. So let's get into the show for today. Show, are you having...
Instagram, they've stopped my live again. I don't know what I've done.
Instagram, what is your problem?
You people.
Don't worry, Seun.
Verify me, Umba. Let my live roll, Umba.
Anyways, guys, let's get into the show for today. We're going to start off with the exclusive interview that Meghan and Harry had with Oprah Winfrey that sent shockwaves through the media spaces since the start of this week. Now, this is the first, sit down or interview that they've had since they stepped away from their official royal duties last year. Now, they covered a range of deeply personal topics, including racism, mental health issues, their relationship dynamics in the royal family, their relationship with the media, and the list goes on and on. Now, in this interview, there are a few revelations that I'm going to be highlighting. One of the biggest allegations from the interview was that there were several conversations within the royal family about how dark Meghan and Harry's son was going to be, knowing that Meghan is biracial. And so they said that they had conversations, and concerns regarding how dark his skin tone was going to be. Now, she also did mention, and I quote, "In those months when I was pregnant, there were concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he would be born." And she said the conversations were had with Harry, who then relayed them to her. And both her and Harry refused to say which royal made mention of that. She also said other things like, and I quote, "When I joined that family, that was the last time until we came here, to California, that I saw my passport, my driver's license, my keys." And she also said all that gets turned over, at the beginning. And then she said during the interview, and I quote, that she did say that when she was pregnant, there were conversations about her future child's status, including what title he or she should receive. He said, and she said, and I quote, they were saying that they didn't want him to be a prince or princess, not knowing what the gender would be, which would be different from protocol. And concerning her mental health, which she was very vocal about as well. She spoke about how lonely she felt after joining the royal family, and she spoke about the loss of her freedom. She said, and I quote, "When I joined that family, that was the last time until we came here that I saw my passport, my driver's license, my keys, all these things got turned over. I went to the institution," which she referred to, the British family, the monarchy, like she went to the institution, "and I said that I needed to go somewhere to get help," talking about her mental health. She said, and I quote, "I had never felt that way before, and I needed to go somewhere, and I was told that I couldn't, that it wouldn't be good for the institution."
The firm.
the firm. And then she said that she went to one of the most senior people within the institution and then to the palace human resources department, and she said nothing was ever done about it. She said that she told her husband that she could not be left alone because she feared what she would do to herself, saying that she was suicidal. And talking about Harry said that his family cut him off financially at the beginning of last year and his father stopped taking his calls. And he also did mention that, my brother and my father are trapped within that same system of the royal family. Now, one of the other major revelations that I believe was rather antithetical was the fact that Harry said that he had a really good relationship with his grandmother and that he has spoken to her more in the past year, including video calls with their son, Archie, which of course is her grandchild. And this is the more than they've actually spoken like on the phone in the many years that he's been, her grandson. And then Harry said, and I quote, "She's my colonel in chief, right? And she would always be." And also Meghan did say that she had a good relationship with the Queen. She praised the Queen, saying that the Queen gave her some beautiful jewelry for the couple's first joint engagement together, as well as sharing a blanket with her to keep her warm while traveling, and a few other things that they had to say. So Sharon, let's just get into this. The whole family,
this issue,
Meghan and Harry are talking about what they experienced, the not so good experiences that they had in the royal family.
I say cry me a river.
With all that,
I say
with
cry
all
me.
that they mentioned, right? It's quite interesting that they spoke about racism within the firm. However, the head, who is the queen of the monarchy, they had a good relationship with, and one would wonder, isn't the head a representation of what the monarchy is? And so, Sharon, let's start with this part of the conversation where they had all this to say about the monarchy, the British, the royal family, but then they're still saying that they have a very good relationship with the Queen. Is that even possible in the first place?
First of all, does it take marrying into the royal family to know that the royal family is racist? I've never married anybody in the British royal family before. And I know the royal family is the most racist family in the world. This is the British royal family. This is not a royal family. This is not just some kind of random European family, some random white people and slavery to black people. This is the family that most benefited. This is the family that most benefited from our suffering. This is the family that most benefited from slavery, from the theft of our resources, the exploitation of our people. So she doesn't have to marry them to know that this institution, that is the British royal family, is one that is built on the blood of millions of not only African lives, but the lives of indigenous people all over the world. The lives of indigenous people from Asia to the Middle East, to Australia, to South America, to even Alaska and all these places, the Inuits in North America. Look at the atrocity, look at the millions of people the British killed in North America alone. The Native Americans, when the British arrived there to steal the land before they now became Americans. So she disregarded all this. She said she's black.
Biracial.
She's crying, and so now she's remembering the black side, that there was racism.
But I don't know that Meghan has always wanted to escape or to deny the blackness that is within her. I don't know that
she said it many times that she's not,
she's
for me,
she's embraced that
she said she's
biracial.
So
yes.
Exactly. So why are you now bringing up racism? What's our business?
So Sheon, is it possible that
I don't like people using black pain and to push their own personal agenda? What makes this issue?
Yeah.
We all know both sides. No allegiance.
Okay, so wait, Sheon.
No sympathy.
Is it possible that, because the way you've profoundly put it based on what our history is saying that the British monarchy is pretty much the bedrock of colonialism, deeply ingrained in racism. However, could it be possible that at the beginning, when her relationship with Harry started, the welcome that she got to the royal family was totally different from what she experienced when she got into the royal family itself?
Oh, I'm saying to you, it's like me dating the daughter of a gangster, of a known mafia boss. And I expect mafia things not to happen when I enter the family? No. Nobody can. We can't be playing this naivety card anymore. I mean, these are some of the most exposed people in the world. Meghan, on her own, she's quite rich.
Of course.
But she just wants to be richer. You know?
So when you say, okay, now the thing is, if she just wants to be richer,
She's
don't
not-
you think she
she
could have
knows.
been richer if she remained in the family
Yeah,
and she maintained her royal
This is my
duties?
point. This is my point. She wants the people to help her. She wants we black people now to help her pressure the royal family to give her full oppressor benefits. That's a problem, that they didn't give her full oppressor benefits. The royal family can continue sitting on African artifacts, holding African lands, holding African resources, but as long as they give her child the title of prince and security, right? As long as nobody asks, as long as nobody had, if they had asked the color of her child, so but if they're giving him prince, giving him security, would we have heard that they asked about the color of her child?
We can't really assume that, Sheon,
okay.
because that did not happen for us to now say, okay, this is how it happened. But we can't assume saying that, okay,
And then her
if they
husband
gave
that she
her
married.
child prince, would she have complained that they complained about the skin of her
yes,
son?
because the skin color thing happened before the child was born. Mm-hmm. The prince thing happened after the child was born.
She said, no, this is what she did. Now just regarding the what's it called? The title. I just want to read exactly where she spoke about that so that we could put it in context. She said, and I quote, that when she was pregnant, there were conversations about her future child's status, including what title he or she would receive, meaning that it was when she was pregnant, not after.
Okay.
So they had discussed that when she was pregnant.
Just the way they discussed her child's color when she was pregnant, even before the child was born, right? But she didn't leave. She stayed there to have the child, hoping that things would change. The color of the child will never change. And the child is even white to me. I see the picture of the child.
Looks really
I don't know what anybody's saying. This child looks white to me. I mean, so she's there. They said the color of her child, then no prince. So she left when the prince thing didn't happen. Because the color of the child was not established as white. So we are okay there now. So the issue we now had was the prince title.
But Sheon, let's also see this from a perspective of a mother. When you are in an institution where you can see,
listen to me.
Your
this
fellow,
is their personal issue. I am fine with whatever she decides.
Okay.
What I don't like that they are doing is that they're trying to make this some kind of black people issue. They're trying to co-opt our emotions into this issue. How can Meghan Markle and Harry? See, Harry, when I was in university, Prince Harry went to a party and wore a swastika on his hand. This is her husband. So, I mean, is she trying to tell me that only her husband is not racist? Okay, wait. He wore the swastika, then apologized when the press brought the picture out. Now, this is the catch 22 of this. The title, this is what nobody talks about that event when it happened. The title of the party that Harry was attending was called Colonials and Natives.
Oh, wow.
So forget that he wore swastika, a Nazi sign that is responsible for the death of 6 million Jews and countless million other people of the world. Because people talk as if it's only Jews that Hitler killed. As if he didn't kill African people, kill everybody else in this world. Asian people, Japanese people didn't die because of this whole issue. You understand? The title of the party was Colonials and Natives.
That's interesting.
You understand? So in that colonial and native party, I was even asking myself, who went there dressed as natives? It must be the Meghan Markles.
Oh, wow.
Yes, the people that continue to excuse these people. You understand? That continue to act as if these people are not, what they truly are. There was an African lady with her brother yesterday too. They say she was doing her job. She's the co-head teacher of the school. She had to stand next to the Prince of England at such a moment in history. If that is true, do you think it's a coincidence that the Prince of England went to visit a predominantly black school in England on that day? Are there no other schools in his own area in Westminster that are all white? Why didn't he visit those schools? Because it's a photo op, and they always find people amongst us that look like us that are willing to play these roles. And let's not forget that this man, Harry and Meghan, Harry's uncle, Prince Andrew, is still in a pedophile ring scandal.
Yeah.
How are we even sure this one is not to distract us from looking at the royal family as pedophiles?
But what are your now, regarding what Prince Andrew is experiencing at the moment? What are your thoughts about people believing that it is a race thing because the royal family has refused to protect Harry and Meghan from the press, just like they were protecting Prince Andrew from such heinous, accusations?
Because this is a power struggle. It is not a race thing. Diana was white now. Was Princess Diana black?
She was white.
Didn't they hand that? I'm sure they handed out to the last of her days. She took her last breath. So this is a power struggle. There's something internal. When you are in the royal, every step is a power move. Everything, every word is a power move. You understand? So this is how these people see life. And I don't think anybody coming to say that they are too naive. Nah, man. And this whole thing smacks of this heavy lies the head mantra that rich people.
Where's the crown?
Yeah, like to tell us that although they are so rich of the exploitation of the people, they are suffering more than us. That their stress is more than our stress. So that's basically what is going on here. I don't know how somebody that is sleeping on silk sheets in mansion in California wants me to be worried about,
Well, I mean, what you expressed right now is
how hard our life is. Oh, my life is so hard.
What you've expressed right now is an angle.
Let me wake up in my 2,000 square meter home.
Other angles talking about the fact that there is a possibility that she went into this royal family believing that, and based on the first impression that they gave her, being introduced as Harry's girlfriend, then Harry's fiance, and then Harry's wife, that she believed that things might have been different. But like every other thing that you might experience in life, where there is a difference between the preconceived notion that you have when you're just introduced into an institution or introduced into a new way of doing things, and when you get into, the system, things are different. Hence the reason why she also did talk about struggling with her mental health as well, being trapped.
Let me tell you again. When you try, the truth can make you mad. When you are trying to suppress the truth, then you definitely have mental health issues.
Oh, no.
Yes, look at our politicians, the way they behave. Do they behave like normal people?
No.
I'm telling you, the truth. When you go to see a psychologist, it's the truth they try to help you get to.
But
we lie to ourselves a lot. No, I'm coming.
Okay.
I'm giving you, this is scientific fact. I'm not trying to be flippant here.
Okay.
When you go and see a real shrink, a psychiatrist, what are they trying to help you decipher? They're trying to help you wade through all the lies you've told yourself, so you get to the truth of yourself. That's where your breakthrough comes in. We as human beings, for the comforts of capitalism, for the will, we willfully lie to ourselves. We ignore the truth. We think we can block it away. But what happens is that those things begin to manifest in our psyche and give us mental health issues that range from depression to suicide.
Okay.
So when you see, I will continue to say a mafia family. If I marry a mafia family, and I know I'm not a mafia, there are certain things mafias will do and they are comfortable with. That I will see happen, and to give me trauma. It will be traumatic to me. What she experienced was the traumatic experience of becoming a new person. That new person being criminal.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Not criminal, say police will come and arrest you. Yes, but criminal against humanity.
Yeah.
When you sit down in meetings, when you are hearing how people's futures are being manipulated and seeing how human lives is taken as stock. Oh, this amount of people will be lost. Collateral damage. And you are part of all these kind of decisions and you are seeing it happen. You are seeing the marginalization firsthand. What do you expect?
Rightfully said, but let's also explore other angles, especially when it becomes a case of mental health issues, because you made mention lies that we tell to ourselves, but not only that, because it's multifactorial. You know, when we talk about mental health issues, it could be experiences that you've had. It could be lies that were told to you as well. So let's not just make it like a monolithic thing, talking about her telling herself lies. You know, there's several other reasons why she could
now crazy
have experienced mental health issues.
If she's going crazy in the palace, in this palace, is due to a new situation. So this one is what Yoruba call afowofa.
But what about
wait, it's called Yoruba say afowofa, means I use my hand to drag it to myself. So she saw this mafia family with their mafia tendencies, she disregarded it because she wants to be a princess.
Okay, Seun, aside from the thought about her
We
being
need
a
to
princess,
stop romanticizing
let's not
this
also
issue.
forget how she was vilified by the media. There is nobody that was built for that type of life, no matter how thick-skinned you are.
Listen.
So there are several reasons why she began to
My
feel
father-
these different thoughts of being suicidal.
My father, for not even for being true to his people, was vilified by the press.
Okay.
So nobody should come and sell me this vilified by press.
Now,
vilified by press
let's
business.
also
My
remember.
father, see, me, I was a kid.
Okay.
The vilification of my father affected my own self-esteem as a human being.
Rightfully so.
So, but my father's response wasn't to suddenly now become an oppressor or ask for more oppressor privileges. So now start calling the president and the minister, okay, tell the president to me, I want to be your friend. Let me come to the state house. Let's discuss this. No, my father stuck to his truth on the side of the people, and that's how the world is.
Okay,
once you are in the limelight. So if the press of England are racist towards her, right? She has every right, as I said, to defend herself against the press. If she feels that the royal family reputation is more important than her own reputation, and she keeps quiet, that is on her. If the press, no matter who I marry, if I open the paper one day, they spoil my name. I say, they're spoiling my name, do something. You say, no, take it for the family, I'll keep quiet. But as soon as I know that my own reputation to me matters more than any kind of institutional, in fact, to protect a racist institution like that means that she's flawed. I'm not cutting her any slack.
Wait. But
Maybe
now the thing is that I'm not telling you to cut her any slack, but the fact that she and Harry have excused themselves from the royal duties, it's different if they were still within the system asking or making these demands. But now that they're out of the system,
but they're still making the demand.
But what demands are they making?
Let me tell you, if they call these people today, say, come and take Prince title. And by the way, this one, they didn't give my son Prince. By law, this child is not automatically Prince.
Which is rightfully so. However, there were changes that were made by the Queen.
The Queen made an exception for his senior brother's son. And she said it was because the senior brother was next in line, third in line to the throne.
And because I want us to definitely put these things in perspective. So let's just take a look at what the protocol actually does.
Yes.
Taking it back to 1917, when King George V came out with a letter patent. Now, these letter patents are legal instruments which may take the form of an open letter from the monarchy. Now, in 1917, George V declared that the great-grandchildren of the monarch would no longer be princes or princesses, except for the eldest son of the Prince of Wales. Now, in our current situation, that means that Prince George, the eldest son of Prince William, automatically became a prince, but not Archie, right? Under this protocol, Prince George's siblings, Charlotte and Louis, I believe, would not have received the title either. But in December 2012, the Queen also issued a letter patent which said that all of Prince William's children will be entitled to be princes or princesses,
so that
and get that
so that
title.
they won't feel bad because one of their siblings will be a prince.
Now, about Archie's title. According to the 1917 letter, Archie is entitled to become a prince, but not yet. The children of Harry and Meghan...
I ask again, what is the noise about?
It's also about what she experienced in the royal family.
But what I'm saying is she willfully... I mean, so when she has left... I'm not saying what they did to her is right.
Okay.
I'm not saying what they did to her is wrong neither. Don't get me twisted. I'm saying the way they are trying to paint the narrative is wrong, is false. You understand? This is family, it is their business. Whatever happens, she chose it. All is fair in love and war. Carry your business. Don't bring Oprah Winfrey, fellow billionaire. Two of you are now sitting down, telling us how hard life is for the two of you. When you people are in bed with oppressors daily.
Well, Seun, like I did mention, there are several perspectives to this particular story, because remember when there are issues of...
The only perspective is that women are angry because they've been living vicariously through Meghan, especially black women. I want to be a princess.
Aside
that whole fantasy now is being destroyed. There's cognitive dissonance in the community.
Definitely, we can mention that. But aside that, let's not also belittle the area of mental health issues. That is a huge area, which really saddened a lot of people.
Listen, mental health issues. Look at Nigeria. We have our people on the streets with mental health issues.
Even people inside their homes as well.
In England, in America, poor people all over the place, mental health issues. You know, where is the help from people like Oprah on those issues for those kind of people? Why is it that it's only when people in their class, when these special blacks have issues, that's when our issues must be validated, when it happens to the special blacks? So
Shall we-
now
let's take
the issue
calls.
is now valid.
Let's take
Mental
calls.
health issues that have been happening to black people that we have been making noise about is valid.
Let's take calls.
I beg.
Well, you know what? I believe it's my business. It's my business because
You want to
aside
be a
from
princess.
I'm already a princess.
You
So
even
let's
find
not
past
even
Meghan
let's
Markle.
not even wait till I get to the royal
Now the
family
millions
or
remain,
not.
Now the millions of dollars remain.
Who told you
Who
that the
believe?
millions of dollars are not here yet?
I saw it in your cheeks this morning. The way I told you. Hey, now you've confessed. You've confessed.
Don't kill
We'll
me.
see after
Abeg.
the show.
Let's take Lagos Talks. Good morning. Who's speaking?
Yeah, good morning. My name is Morris.
Hi, Marit. Welcome. Join the conversation.
Okay, Sean, hi.
Hello, how you doing?
Yeah, I'd like to say, first of all, the Queen broke so many protocols because of Meghan, and that's because of the love she has for her grandchild. You know, her and Harry are very close. You know, so that several times she invited them to royal banquets, royal dinners, even at Meghan's mom before they got married. You know, that shouldn't have happened, but because of Harry, she tried to please her a lot. Then, secondly, regarding the color of the skin color of our baby, you know, it was a discussion she was having with her sister-in-law. You know, you're pregnant. I know you have you're biracial. You know, your mom or dad is black and all that. Oh, what if your child is black? It's just an harmless discussion they were having.
Bro, it's not harmless. So it's not harmless.
I don't think a discussion about race,
You can't say
especially
that.
when you
You can't
have
say that. You can't say that.
Caucasians in the mix,
Okay.
is ever harmless.
You can't say that.
Okay. Let that slide. Then the third thing, she said, both of them said they were leaving the royal family because they wanted to live private lives. They didn't want to go through all that. Then for them to now go on Oprah, which is a global platform, to grant an interview, like Sean said, the truth is, you cannot say, oh, you don't want to honor royal protocols, but you want the benefit that comes with it. It doesn't work like that. You don't want to be responsible for the way you behave as a royalty, but you want to enjoy all the perks. It doesn't work that way. And I think of course she's wiser than Harry. And
My
I think
own
she
is
does
the
make
race
that.
part she
Alright,
brought
thank
that
you.
concern me.
But it's part of
All
it
black
now.
people must we must disregard the British royal family. Any black person, as John Henry Clark said, if you go over there, stay over there. Any black person that willfully aligns themselves with the British royal family is not one of us. I mean, that is the highest sign of saying I don't care about black people. I don't care about what has happened. I don't care about colonialism. I don't care about anything that we are going through in this world today. People talk about Nigeria, tribalism in Nigeria. Without the British, will we know what tribalism is? Not be British can't add Yoruba and Igbo together as a form country with Hausa people and all these other tribes. And they did that from a racist perspective, giving birth to ethnicity, tribalism, when you force nations within nations to live without identity, without cultural value. I always ask people that thing. What is the culture of Nigeria? Tell me the Nigerian culture. What is the Nigerian national food? What is the Nigerian national food? What is
All
our
right,
national attire?
let's take
We have
more
none.
calls. Lagos Talks. Good morning. Who's speaking?
Good morning, everybody. So,
All right, let's hear you quickly, Ebuka.
Hey, Buka, my
that's
bad,
true.
wait.
I dey wake up fast. I say make I greet you. Now if you don't come back, it's where I said now. Last week was lit for us. I bet you. Oh, I don't have much to say. You just say the mentality and everything. I'll go say something. Now money you have, man. You get. If you come with your races, I go use money, buy your shop, buy everything. You go just make sure. But at the end of the day, they have been creating this ideology, mentality of white supremacy, you know, the black and this and that.
All right.
Hello, Navaja. I think I agree.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you. This is coming from Sarah Harper saying, I don't get this argument. It's fine that they're abusive and racist because she should have known that they're abusive and racist. It's a BS way of blaming women for everything that happens
Oh wow!
to
You see,
them.
this is what I'm saying. You see exactly. You see, like we live in Nigeria now. You see, women too don't want to take any kind of responsibility for their actions. I'm saying this is not some random family. I'm not saying because she married a white person. She married the British royal family. This is a blood family with blood on their hands for generations, 5 centuries of bloodshed. She disregarded all of that and said because she's in love. My sister, love is not enough.
Now that's another conversation, Shay.
I'm telling you the
about love
truth
is
because
not enough,
that's what,
which we know
what you just read
that
now
it is
is
not
by
enough.
saying that she married out of love and she was abused and this that we are blaming women. So what who should we blame?
No,
for
now the thing is,
Meghan going to marry a blood testing.
Let's put it into perspective. I
British
feel
royal
like
family.
what really
In Nigeria too,
based on
Nigeria too, we'll find all our
based
most eligible
on-
single women,
Okay.
the finest single women, going to marry the children of politicians, rolling around politicians, rolling around this rich elite of Nigeria, as if they don't know that these people are the ones
now,
destroying
Shay,
Nigeria.
like I mentioned, let's put it into perspective.
I don't want
let's
this
separate
kind of answer
it.
that we are blaming women. We are not
let's
blaming
separate
women. We are blaming
it.
Meghan.
This is her perspective, but let's separate it, okay? What she is trying to say really is this. The fact that, yes, she should have known better based on precedent, based on history, doesn't take away from the fact that she experienced what she experienced in the royal family.
Yes.
It doesn't take
if
away
you
from
go
the
over
fact...
there, stay over there.
If it doesn't take away from the fact that she did experience racism, she was feeling like she was trapped to the point where she
Yes.
started feeling suicidal.
Yes, we're
so
not surprised.
let's identify what it is
Yes,
as it is.
See, we are not surprised. It happened to Diana, for Christ's sakes. It happened to Diana. Okay? So, I don't know. Until all these special blacks in the world realize that you are not special. We will continue to have these conversations because the precedence is quite clear. This thing has happened for centuries again and again, but it reached our turn. The special blacks, we think it can't happen to us because we are special.
Let's read
you
more,
are not special.
more WhatsApp messages. This is coming from Chifudo saying, "Good morning, Ify and Joe. Meghan should know what she's about to go into before she should have gotten married to Harry." This is coming from Emmanuel saying, "Until we remove the yoke of these white people from our necks, we will not see the real us. If we get our acts together, we are sure able to show that we are better." This is coming from us saying, should she blame the entire royal family because her sister-in-law asked about the color of her unborn baby? Well, they haven't specifically mentioned who.
They are still protecting their family.
Yeah. This is coming from a listener saying, Nigeria has a national food. It's called rice.
Rice is Chinese, by the way, but let's go
Let's
on.
take this. Lagos Talks.
Hi, Ify and Shem.
Hi, good morning. Who's speaking, please?
My name is Boladimeji. Shem, well done.
How you
No
doing,
go kill you,
Boladimeji?
right? You see, Meghan should not drag us into a battle.
Thank you, my brother.
She should not drag blacks, Africa, or any person into a battle. Let her face a battle herself. If DJ Kofi not facing more than what she's facing, the same every person we talk about the video being a rich person. Let her face her own thing. We are not with her. Let her face it. Brain will not kill you. Shem, well done.
Thank you, my brother. See,
All
I'm
right, thank
blaming
you
all
very
women.
much.
That's really annoying.
All
I don't
right,
blame women.
let's
I'm blaming
let's
Meghan.
move on. Let's move on. Like I mentioned, there are different perspectives. But
Meghan is not all women.
If we are dissecting this issue, let's separate it for what it is. You know, in as much as yes, there is a more foundational perspective to it. We have to identify the different nuances that come with Meghan's experience. You know, let's acknowledge it.
See, let me tell you
is what
something.
people are
Let me tell you
saying
something.
as well.
Let me tell you something. If a girl, for me, if a friend of mine is abused by her boyfriend, we are going to that boy's house to deliver justice. You understand what I'm saying? We are going to reclaim the humanity of that black woman. But you see me, if you willfully see a man that is raping his whole country, like this whole country, Nigeria, like this, one person is willing, I don't want to name names or any of these people, willing to rape our whole country, raping us like this, hard, as you can see, extracting all our wealth and resources by force. We can't do anything. Then you now choose as a woman that is that man that you want to fall in love with. You now go and enter inside house with him. See, anything that happens to you inside that house is ancestors ordained. Ancestors ordained.
That's terrible. All right, Cheon, let's move on. Let's talk about the Ibori loot. That's another major topic as well. The
Uncle
decision
Jay
of the federal government to keep for its use the 4.2 million pounds expected to be repatriated from Britain, being recovered funds from former Delta State Governor James Ibori, has sparked off a big row with the state government and prominent Deltans insisting on its return to the state. Now, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami on Tuesday disclosed that the Federal Executive Council had directed that the 4.2 million pounds expected loot, of course, be deployed to fund some key federal government infrastructure projects.
But the British government is they are
Malami,
lying.
who disclosed this during the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between the British and the Nigerian government, added that the money would also impact significantly on the Lagos-Ibadan and Abuja-Kano Expressway projects. Now, according to the minister, and I quote, in consonance with existing framework engaged in the management of previous recoveries, the Federal Executive Council has directed that the instant repatriated funds should be deployed towards the completion of the second Niger Bridge, Abuja-Kano Expressway, and the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway under the coordination of the Nigeria Social Investment Authority.
We know that this
now,
is a
the
lie.
Delta
Say you know.
State government and other indigenes of the state are contending against this, that the funds belong to the state and must be handed over to it. Now, the government described the decision of the federal government as an act of impunity and injustice. So, Sean, let's take a look at this. Now, the
First
question
of all,
is...
if the British government try to insult my Uncle James, say it's only 4.2 million pounds that we have there.
Well, you know what, Sean, let's not get into that. Let's get into what the
I'm
issue is
asking
at hand
the
right
British
now,
government,
which is the
what
fact
is
that
the meaning?
the federal government is saying that the loot is going to be used for federal projects as opposed to being given to Delta states in which
I am stating categorically
this
here,
loot was taken.
the British government should return everything.
We'll talk to them later. Let's talk about this right now. So what are your thoughts about this? How should the loot be divided? Because the Deltans are saying, listen, he was our government, he robbed us, so it should
If
not
you-
be taken to the federal
if you don't
government.
talk like this,
So
don't talk
what?
like this.
How do you believe that the
It's
loot
not the
should
Delta
actually
people that is talking.
be
It's
divided?
the Delta State politicians who are PDP.
That are saying that they're representing the people.
They are not. I've been to Delta State before.
So we can
Nobody in Delta State can
we
tell me
can
they're
we
representing
can
the people of
divide
Delta
it
State.
and say that because of what we know about the politicians, that it is not based on
No.
national interest but personal interest.
Let's not say. See, I don't want us to be on the radio and start talking and say Sheung is some crazy guy from
No,
Mars.
no. That's
that
not
is
what we're
trying to
saying.
Project some kind of negative
That's not what we're
attributes
saying.
to these politicians. What I'm saying is, I know for a fact, everybody in Nigeria, all the people in Delta know that their politicians don't represent them.
Okay.
We
Yes,
can-
we know this.
This is how Megan went crazy. By
Let's
deceiving
leave
herself.
Megan's story alone. Let's
Okay.
focus on this.
Let
But
me
Shehu,
continue.
but talking
So-
about the loot, how do you think it should actually be shared? If the federal government is
No,
saying
I'm
it's
coming.
coming back to Nigeria
I'm coming.
and the Deltans are saying it should come to Delta State.
Both sides are really being, as usual, jokers. The federal government, I just tell me that without the 4.2 billion, 4.2 million,
£1
not even billion. Uncle James, these people, are you going to let them insult us like this? I expect you to hold a press conference to let the world know how much we have there. The 4.2 million. Anyway, is it that they're telling that without this 4.2 million, they cannot build Lagos Ibadan Express? They cannot build Abuja Kano Express. They cannot finish Niger Bridge. Is that what, when we found $41 million cash in an empty apartment in this country that nobody till today has owned up to? Is it not in this country that they took $9.8 million cash from Andrew Yakubu's backyard, that former GMD of NNPC? 10 times this amount of money is found littered around in this country. Now these people are making noise about 4.2 million, about how they want to use it for projects, and which we are following them to talk as if they are making sense, as if we. Stupidity is infectious, but we cannot afford this level of infection. Kilo Degon, what is it? If we give it to Niger Delta government, is it the 4.2 million that will create the schools that they've not been building, the hospitals they've not been building, the pollution that they're allowed to go on in all that place, the lack of sanitation in all those areas? Is it that 4.2 million? So this is a power tussle between APC and PDP.
Yeah.
You know, say well, APC wants to keep the money from PDP. PDP says you cannot keep the money from us. This has nothing to do with what they want to deliver to the people. A government that wants to deliver something to the people, it is 4.2 million pounds of money. What can they even do with it? With their inflated projects that they do everywhere. Have you seen the amount they want to use to build Kanu, that Abuja Kanu highway? Have you seen it? They say it's the most expensive, going to be the most expensive road in the world or something. If you enter that road now, if it's the most expensive road, will it be the highest quality road? No. You'll be hearing the kind of amounts they used to execute contracts in Nigeria. You'll be wondering, if they're using that kind of money to execute contracts all over the world, do you think all those countries will be able to develop anything?
No, Chair, we're just talking about loots that are being returned. On a general scale, how do you think that the loot should be shared?
Ibori has not served time in Nigeria. Should it be
shared by the federal government, or should it be given to the state in which the loot was taken?
What I want to know is this. If they are confirming, if Delta State government cannot collect this money if they don't prosecute Ibori. If Delta State government is claiming that Ibori is returning loot, that they are returning Ibori's loot that is stole from their state, and the state government, all these years, he has gone to jail in England, he has come back. Nobody has prosecuted him in Nigeria. They are giving him pardon here, hosting him there. Now we have clear evidence again that there is loot they are sending him. So he committed those crimes in that state.
Yes.
What is being done? We want to take the money to do it for the people. What is being done to bring justice? Nothing. But they are fighting to share money. If this is sharing money, by law, I believe that by law, the money must go to the owner of the money. The owner of the money is the Delta State people. Right? But knowing today, the way Nigeria is, why are we deceiving ourselves that the money is going to the Nigeria Delta, the Delta people? Money will never go to the people of Delta State. Never.
All right, Sharon, let's just read out this for a second. This is from us saying the Delta State government isn't claiming the funds. It's a group of Deltans that are asking for it. During the Ibori investigation in the UK, the Delta State government swore an affidavit that the state funds aren't missing.
Hey.
They rejected the funds to protect Ibori. They still maintain Ibori did not steal. If they claim the funds, they have to show proof that it's theirs, meaning Ibori is culpable. They wouldn't do that.
One big start for you. Whoever this guy is, one big start. Because that's what I'm just saying. I didn't even know that the Delta State went to swear affidavit. I didn't even know that.
All right, let's take some calls. Lagos Talks. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Who's speaking?
This is Uche from Papa.
All right, Uche, let's hear you. Join the conversation.
Yeah, Big Bird, I greet you.
How you doing, brother?
So, I did, baby. You see, country matter, this tiring. As in, if they get make it, they get better, they get worse. But the fact remains that we are hoping that the money will go back to the attacker. Actually, we are lying and deceiving ourselves at the same time. The problem I have with the money is not going back to Delta. It's they are channeling the money. Where billions have been entering for years. And yet we have not achieved anything from that certain point. Yes, this money is going back to that same place again. This is not a scam. This is a scam.
It's a serious scam.
All right, thank you very much for your take, Lagos Talks. Please turn off your radio. Good morning. Who's speaking, please?
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. What's your name?
Mr. Darlington.
All right, let's hear you, Mr. Darlington.
Yeah, how are you?
How you doing, Mr. Darlington?
I never knew Jenny had such an intelligent brother. Well done. You are really your father's son.
She has a few of them. We are about two brothers that she has that has sense like this, and some nephews and cousins.
I know. You and Femi. Now, if the British monarchy are sincere, let them return all the money for the slave trade they carried out here. It is important.
How about our artifacts?
They want to return money, Adi. Let them return all the money. After all, Germany paid $12 billion to his Israelites for the genocide carried out by Hitler. They did it about 20 years ago.
Yes.
Even the Mau Mau riot in Kenya, they have paid money for that. So let the British monarchy, because they are living on the blood of the innocent. And then 2, the secrets of Nigeria that is with them, let them release it. If they are trying to be generous, so they want us to believe them. Some of us that went there for treatment, let them release the results. We need to know, because if it's the British monarchy, they would have told the press. So they should help us with all this. As for Igori, I don't have any comment. If you go to the bush and fetch a firewood that is infested with ants, don't complain when lizards come for feast in your compound.
Abi?
All
Good morning.
right,
Thank you,
good morning.
Daddy, my
Lagos
brother.
Talks. Good morning. Who's speaking, please?
Hello, good morning. This is Tunji calling you from Italy.
Hi, Tunji. Welcome.
Welcome back to the show.
Let's hear you,
Tunji
Tunji.
Thank you.
is our international caller. You've gotten the bell.
Thank you. So my own take on this issue is, just the way, like, maybe when you wash your clothes, and you, after like few months or few weeks, discover some money left there, you start jubilating. I think that's how, like, all this repatriation. So I think it's time to stop that, and actually do the real work of developing the country. So we shouldn't be jubilating on any repatriations anymore. I mean, it shouldn't end. I'm waiting for when it will end, so like we can actually develop ourselves and stop, jubilating on money that's being recovered. Like, we should be blocking it from going out in the first place.
Exactly. Let me even give you a statistic I found out yesterday from my home in Shakabaz. Between 1970 and 2008, the entire debt of African countries paid by African countries that was owed was $117 billion. In that same period, between 1970 and 2008, African elites moved $944 billion out of Africa.
Wow.
This is
Wow, that is mind-blowing.
Can you believe these people?
Wow.
They say we are between 1970 and 2008. All our debt in Africa, 117 billion. They were all these economic disadvantages we have, all these shackles on us because of this debt. Some people among us moved $944 billion in that same period out of our countries. Almost
and they'll
8
still bring back
times.
this money to us.
Also, almost 8 times the so-called debt that we owe as African people. You understand what I'm saying? So when people are talking all this, they repatriate funds, they're not prosecuting anybody. It's a game. I mean, Africans should be in tears when we hear that they repatriate funds. We should start crying. You did this to us too. But people will be jubilating as if we won lottery. We are seeing evidence of our destruction, of our death, of our malignment.
All right, Shane, let's move on to the last story for today. We're just going to touch on this a little bit.
We have to touch on it to let them know.
Definitely
Because we can't die.
So there has been a U-turn by the PPPRA, regarding the increase in fuel price. So in wake of the outrage that we saw on social media and on different platforms due to the increase of petrol, it seems like the Petroleum Products Pricing Regulatory Agency has deleted an earlier published template that was announcing the new price of petrol to have reached 212 naira per litre. Now, the deletion came after the agency published the template on its website. And after the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation insisted that there was no increment in the ex-depot price of petrol. This then was deleted. Now, the ex-depot price is the price at which the petrol is sold by the NNPC to marketers at the depots. According to the now deleted template, which the PPPRA released at midnight, petrol was expected to sell at a lower retail price of 209 naira and then at an upper retail price of 212 naira. But the PPPRA, in a seeming U-turn, has deleted the template hours later. So... Why are you so dramatic? Okay, so Shewo, regarding this, right? Because this is not the first time that we are seeing an increment in. Wait,
Don't tell
now,
me I'm dramatic. Wait, because
Wait.
you went on a trip last
And I'm
weekend.
back.
You came back. Nobody has seen this.
What do
My
you know where-
Instagram,
do you know where I
your
went
chicks
to?
alone did not allow my service to work. My Instagram is down. I can't do this thing live. You are glowing
Don't
here.
believe,
like
Joe.
you
My
are
cheeks have not gone bigger.
You are glowing here like the bright side of the moon. You know that side of the moon when the sun hits it. You are glowing here. So I can understand how this 212 naira per liter is not doing you
Joe, it's
the
doing
way
me.
it's doing me.
Do you know I have to feel my car? No, it's doing me. But Joe, listen. Now we've seen time without number where we hear about an increase, a hike in fuel price, and we complain about it, and nothing is done about it. Now, with what happened at midnight, where they released the new template for the price of fuel, and then we complained, and then they made a U-turn. Now, some people believe, is it our complaints that is making them make a U-turn? You know, when have we complained and it has affected the government or
this is
the powers that be to make a change? But this clearly is not the case. So, what are your thoughts about this? Why do you believe that
somebody has called
midnight they put out the template saying that it's going to be 212 naira, and by 10 a.m. this morning they deleted it from their website?
Because somebody has called and say, you people want to leave government tomorrow, Abi. You want this government to be dissolved tomorrow, Abi. I mean, obviously, you know, this will be a free for all. NLC, the people, we are still angry. You know, right now we are just trying to, you know, organize our anger. This will just take the lead of everything. Or again, I mean, the government cannot fight on all fronts. They are fighting insecurity. They are fighting terrorism. They are fighting banditry. They are fighting ethnic jingoists. You know, they have internal squabble again. They know how to add a big fight against both labor and the general citizens of the country. I mean, the government will dissolve. They know it. I mean, this was the wrong move. It just shows the greed that really motivates the people that run our parastatals and agencies in this country. You know, there's nothing, you know, that there's nothing about the people that truly, how would I put it? How much can I make from it? You know, what is in it for me? It's all personal interest. Yeah. There's no national interest when they make decisions. You know, and only decisions they always make decisions also to benefit the elites. Always, you know, and they have this mantra that really irritates me because what is happening now is that the government they say they've removed subsidy, you know, and they're selling it to us as if it's something good that we cannot be subsidizing consumption. Blah, blah, blah. Petrol for Nigerian people is not consumption, it's a lifeline. The price of petrol affects everything that a Nigerian goes through.
Of course.
In America, they say the government only subsidizes production. Yes, because those produce are what guarantees their people's lifestyle. Over here, because you have built an economy of consumption, not production, we must subsidize consumption to balance the life of the people until you change yourselves into producers and not consumers. Because you cannot be talking about, we are subsidizing consumption on one side of your mouth, and then on the other side of your mouth, your only expression of wealth is luxury, to build bigger houses for yourself, buy bigger cars for yourself, buy bigger planes for yourself, without developing the country or creating the things we need to produce these things. You understand what I'm saying? So, I'm telling Nigerian people, you must engage in organizing for change in this country. It is no longer whether you can or you can. Because most people will say, if I struggle, I will not make money. Okay, even if you don't struggle and they increase price of fuel, are you not losing money?
Of course.
Are you not going to lose money too? So whether you struggle or not, that money you are trying to hoard, they will take it from you. Why not use it to organize for the betterment of your children instead of allowing some people to sit down in their gilded towers and decide to take the money from your pocket with a piece of paper? You understand what I'm saying? They'll be telling us government has no business in business. That's why government should not put face in oil, put face in agric, put face in all those industries that have to do with our life, housing, our food business, the educational business. The government has no business in business. Privatize. If that is the case, business has no business in government. If government has no business in business, then it should go automatically that business has no business in government. But as soon as they privatize, who do these companies run to start taking money? Free money. In the name of, what do they call it? Bailout. grants, this one, that one. Billions of naira. Discos are collecting,
right,
marketers
sure.
are collecting money from government.
Let's take.
But government
let's
has no
take some
business in
calls.
business.
Let's take some
But
calls
business has
concerning
business
this.
in government, Abi.
Lagos Talks, please turn off your
Hi,
radio.
good morning.
Good morning. Who's speaking?
I just did. My name is Justin.
Hi, Justin. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, sir.
How you day, Justin?
I do, Rose. Okay, so I want to talk about. I'm from Delta State, and I believe that I don't get sense when Igbo be our governor. You get why people they give themselves headache over nothing. Now, for example, if Malami wake up today and say, "Okay, we don't give Delta State the money," how me as a common man go say no? Say the money don't go Delta.
Abi,
How would I even make any difference in my life? If they don't carry the money, give federal government, Buhari, or anybody they want to give it, they should give it to. See, Delta State University, the only state university in Delta State, the access road na federal road. The road has been bad for ages. Instead of going through Agbo, Abraka, you don't have
Terrible
to go
roads,
through
to be
Ugandi.
honest.
It will take you another 2-3 hours to get to Delta State University.
Imagine.
Within Delta State, something will take you 20 minutes. Why they not say me they go do the road with the money or do somewhere else? Why would they give Delta State the money when they reloot them again? If they don't want to use it to do a project, a federal project in Delta State, they should keep the money and keep looking at the way they've been doing.
Abi, until we remove them from there.
Now, the reason why these select few are demanding that the loot come back to Delta State is
I
for
know.
them to engage in their own projects.
They want to give it back to Ibori.
But the federal government is saying, no, we want to use it for federal projects. So now, if these people can come together and identify the projects in Delta State, like for instance, the road is terrible. I was on that road just last week.
That's
so
where
if
you
they
went.
decide, no, I wasn't in Delta State. I passed through.
So you are still going.
So if they could come together, if they're able to have a meeting, and they come together to identify what those projects are, do you not think that's a better way to actually spend that money as opposed to saying we want to use it for a federal project when we know that the state of Delta Road is in a deplorable condition?
My own point is that if there was any will to do anything in that place already, it's not this money that will let us know they want to do something.
That would have
These people
started before.
Exactly. These people that are making noise now, they have so many things to do. They would have been doing it already. You know that this money we need it to do this thing. I mean, this is what I'm saying. We continually lie to ourselves as if we don't know our reality. I mean, this is our reality now. I mean, we live it every day and night. So why are we allowing ourselves to be thrown around by all these half truths? At best, and plain dishonesty at worst. I mean.
Now, speaking about reality, our reality right now is the fact that we need to wrap this up, Sean. It's been an explosive show.
Yes, it's been a great show. It's been
Definitely
a great show.
Has, and I'm glad to be back. Sean, thank you so much.
Oh, Ife, thank you for coming back. And to all the women out there, I'm not blaming you for what Megan did. We are blaming I'm blaming Megan.
For what she did.
For what Megan did.
But I still stand
Megan aligned with the oppressor.
I still stand on the
fact
fact
when you align with the oppressor, you get what you get.
In as
it's
much
not the same
as
aligning
we
with some
say
random
that
guy.
she should have known, what she experienced is her reality, and we
I
should
accept.
acknowledge that she experienced forms of mental health issues
I'm not saying
and
she's
suppression.
lying. I'm not
and
saying
racism.
she's lying. I'm not saying she's lying. That racism I'm not sure. I'm not saying she's lying, at the same time. But it's not my business.
Big Can you drop your social media handles before
Big Bird QT on Instagram. Sorry, Instagram family, that our live didn't work today.
It didn't work.
Maybe it was because I was going hard on the British royal family.
Yeah,
they made that
probably.
call. So I couldn't even log in at all. I couldn't. They were just, So sorry about that. Our Instagram family on Twitter at Real Seun Kuti.
Yeah.
Facebook Seun Anikulapo Kuti. That's my main page. I have one secret page, Seun Kuti. For just me and my friends.
For
It's
just
fake
me and your
name.
friends. I'm going
It's
to
Seun
come
Kuti.
after that page.
All
right, guys, you can reach out to me on Instagram and on Twitter at Ify_I. That's IFY_I. Thank you so much for being a part of the People's Perspective, where we get to see and say things from your perspective. So ensure that you tune in every Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 right here on Lagos Talks 91.3. Don't forget to follow Lagos Talks at Lagos Talks 913 across all social media platforms.
Basically, listen to the best radio show in town.
It is.
I mean, I don't see
It most certainly is.
without Ife here, maybe we are competing with some people. But as long as if he's back, we
I
are
mean,
the best.
what can I say?
There's no. I mean,
Back. Guys, the world news is coming on right now. Stay tuned. And there's a whole lot more. The midday show isn't over, so please stick around.
We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.